Hi, my name's John. I play guitar. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Fender Telecasters and why they are almost the perfect guitar. In that intro, I was playing this DIY parts caster through a NuX Mighty Air and just a headphone out going into the mixer here. This guitar, it started off as a Squire. I gave Squire a chance. I wasn't too impressed with it. And it's just become like, is it the boat of Sisyphus? Is that the whole thing where, parts of the boat slowly got replaced and then the original parts went somewhere else? And it's just like, which one is the original boat? This is basically like that version of that, because I think the only original part from the Squire Telecaster that's left on this is the body. So control plate, knobs, switch. Oh no, and this. It was a Squire 40th anniversary. So the pick guard is an original part. But the neck got replaced, locking tuners went on it, strap locks went on it, tone rider pickups went on it. I think they're great value. The four-way mod switch, so you get the neck and middle in parallel like a usual telly, and then one of the positions has them in series, so they go into basically like a humbucker. And then you may be thinking, why did you do all of this if the Fender Telecaster is perfect? I was like, well, it is. I didn't really need to do any of that, but it just has one flaw. And it's the only thing that I can think of is actually just an actual flaw. Other things could be like subjective, like, oh, it doesn't have an arm carve, no neck heel, doesn't have locking tuners or anything like that. But those aren't flaws. Those are all, more like either upgrades or preferences. It stays in tune incredibly well. The bridge, the brass three saddles, as much as people say you can't intonate them, I think it's part of the telly sound to have the brass barrels with, two strong strings across each barrel. But the one thing that I think that Leo Fender got wrong in the very first electric guitar he made, being the Telecaster, almost got it 100% right off the bat, first time that people are still copying, is actually the jack. And that's one of the things I left out in terms of what I actually replaced as well. So I'll take this out because it's not plugged in anyway. Well, it's not on. Editor John here. I actually used to post on Instagram quite a bit. And the one video I would post a lot is just a video of me like poking around of like the loose cup jack thing. And I think I posted it like 100 days in a row, just saying like posting this every day until Fender stopped selling it. Obviously they didn't stop selling it. But that was my highest viewed video. I didn't even have many followers and it would routinely get thousands of views every single time. Way more than, and it was just the exact same video. Like I didn't do it every time. I just changed it and then there you go. So people love it. Love to hate it. So I replaced the original jack with this standard plate jack. And I did that because the original one came with the vintage cup style jack. And if you've seen those, and you've had them, it's only a matter of time before they eventually give up on you. They'll get loose and you'll be tightening it, and then you think, why is it still loose? And it's because the whole mechanism of how it's actually held in there is that it isn't actually held by screws in there. It's it's a little sheet of metal, like a little square with pointy ends, and essentially the pointy ends are jammed right in there, which forms, and it's got a little hole in it as well for the jack to go through with the bolt, and then that's how it's being held in place. So you could imagine if you're constantly going like this and pushing and then pulling it out and then pushing and then pulling it out, it's going to wear and tear the points stuck in the wood. They're slowly going to start wanting to come out. And once they come out, all this is being held by is just a metal plate dangling around inside the entire route for the jack. So what can you do about it? You can do what I did and get a plate jack. I don't recommend doing these. I actually recommend, if you want the aesthetics of it, you get an electro socket jack. And funnily enough, the Fender Ultra Vintage Deluxe Super Duper Expedalidocious Fenders actually come with the electro socket.
They're a little bit easy to grip, and they look very premium. And on the telly, you'll notice it's a modern style jack, not the vintage style telly jack. It's screwed into the body, and an angled cable will work for that.
Well, I don't know how you...
I think they're the only Fender models that actually come with the electro socket. The rest all come with the vintage cup, which is actually a real shame because it's just faulty by design. I know people say you can take the little metal inside and you glue it and then it'll make it a stronger bond and it won't come undone as easy, but they fail all the time. My one failed within like a few weeks of buying the guitar. It was done. And then you have to replace them anyway. And then the other thing, I purposely grabbed one of these as well, is that on a cup jack, you can't use a right angle jack. So you could buy a Fender right angle, coily little Jimi Hendrix style cable, and you can't plug it into one of those. Another reason why they're shit. So, yeah, Fender should just stop selling Fender guitars with the vintage cup. It benefits nobody. It's one of the worst things about, guitars where brands just want to stay vintage to stay true to how they were made, in spite of the faults there, and they just want to be stuck in the past when every single Fender Telecaster just come with an electro socket standard. I mean, even some of the Bullet Squire probably comes with the plate jack or the Squire Debut or one of those ones you get from Amazon. But as soon as you get to like Affinity, Vibe, I think they all have the cup jack. All the Fenders have the cup jack except the Ultra. I think all the customs have a cup jack. Maybe some customs you can order with the electro socket. But it's such a shame. Otherwise, Telecasters are perfect. It's the only thing Leo got wrong. Let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think? Am I being over the top? Should I just accept that cup jacks are a thing? Should I get over it? Who cares? No, I won't get over it. But anyway, you have your opinion. I have mine. See ya.